The rules that govern the vampire are well known. He does not die, but clings to life forever. Having lost his own life, he must steal the life of others. If a place is a home, he may only enter after he's been invited in. And though the vampire may look like a man, all traces of intelligence vanish upon death, leaving behind nothing but a beast. There are no vampires that can think like a man.
None. Except for one.
Dracula, The Dance Macabre, a 4-part fiction podcast event from Gabriel Urbina, the creator of Wolf 359, bringing Bram Stoker's timeless horror classic to audio, wherever you get your podcasts.
Maria, have we got you there?
Hi, Tessa, it's Johan.
Is everything okay?
Maria is a little upset.
I'm okay.
You sure?
Maria, do you want to get a drink of water, a cup of tea or something? Do you need to take a few moments there?
I'm okay.
No?
It's okay. Honestly, you can go.
I can be outside.
Sorry, Johan, it's probably best you're not listening in. With all due respect, we do need some privacy here.
I can be nearby.
Honestly, I'm okay.
All right, I'll go then. I'm leaving, Tessa.
Okay. Maria, you settle yourself in. You got a drink, everything you need?
Yeah. I have water, yes. I've been dreading this.
But we can wait. We can wait if you need to get yourself together, Maria.
No, I want to get this over with. I want it over with.
Okay. Well, listen, we'll try and get through this as quickly as possible. We all want to get to the bottom of what happened to Drew.
I think about Drew all the time. I try not to. I try to get through a day, an hour, without thinking about him. What happened to him? Part of me wants to talk about him. Part of me wants the whole thing to just go away like it never happened.
Okay, Maria. You just take some breaths there, yeah? You need a break, you tell us, all right? We've all got the same goal here, and that goal is to find out what's happened. And get some resolution for everybody. That's for all of yous out there, and it's for Drew. And it's for Drew's family. Okay?
Okay.
You being here means you're doing the right thing, yeah? Okay, in a wee while now, I'm going to hand you over to D.S. Balsara. He's going to read out the caution. I don't want this to unsettle you, Maria. It's just a step we have to take before starting the questioning, and it is there to protect you. Do you understand that?
Okay.
Great. Now, Maria, I want to make sure you're aware that I have conducted interviews with everyone, including yourself, to give me an insight into the camp's workings and the events of the night Drew died. But listen, since completing these interviews, D.S. Balsara and we've been going through them in a lot of detail, and we have identified a number of inconsistencies. So due to these inconsistencies, there is now a need to re-interview you and a number of the other camp members. I can also disclose to you now that I am treating the death of Drew as a murder. Therefore, this interview, it will be conducted under caution to ensure you are fully aware of your rights. Maria, you okay there so far?
Yeah.
Great. Before D.S. Balsara explains the caution to you, you need to know you're not under arrest, right? You can end this call at any time. You're entitled to free legal advice both prior to and during this interview, and I believe you only have a lawyer who can act on your behalf if you wish. You can also use a lawyer of your own choice, or if none of these are suitable, I can obtain a legal advisor from a list of independent lawyers here who offer their services in this country. Do you wish to have a lawyer present, or to speak to one before we start this interview?
I haven't got a lawyer. Should I have one?
That's completely up to you, Maria.
I didn't think I needed one.
No, that's fine. But you can change your mind at any time during the interview, okay? Okay, I'm just going to hand you over to DS Balthara, and then I'll bring it back to me.
Yes, hi Maria. The police caution is that you do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defense if you do not mention, when questioned, something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence, and this is the caution that we use in England, which is the legal jurisdiction which we will be following during this investigation. The caution means you do not have to say anything to any question that I or DCI McAllister ask of you. Should you decide to remain silent, and then, if you're charged and this matter goes to trial, you then give an account which you did not give in this interview, then the court can make an inference from your silence. They can basically ask why you did not say that during the interview.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Now listen, Maria, that may all sound super official to you, and I can understand it may seem a wee bit scary, but as I said, these rights are here to protect you and to ensure that you're 100% aware of what's going on, right? So, I need to ask you about these inconsistencies we've identified. And I do want you to know that I have an open mind about whether they're innocent mistakes or whether someone has actually tried to deceive me. And whilst I do have matters I need to cover in this conversation, this is a two-way thing, and I don't want you to think you can't bring up anything you think's relevant, okay? So likewise, if you need to stop, take a wee breather, whatever, you just say, okay? Do you understand, Maria?
Yes.
Okay, for our recording, can you please confirm your name for me?
Maria Flores.
Great. And is anyone else present with you at this time?
No one else.
Wonderful, thank you. The time is 5:46 GMT on the 27th of June 2023. Thank you, Maria.
Okay. Thanks, Maria. Like I said, I'm going to try and make this as painless as possible. Ripping that plaster off, I need to go back over the events of the night Drew died. I know you've done this already, but I want to go over your movements again from that night. You can take it from where you'd like.
So, not from the start of the day?
No, we're concentrating our efforts on later.
So, from the dinner?
Sure, let's start there.
Okay. Well, I had finished all my work for the day, so I got dressed up early. I went to the games room to see if I could lend a hand, I think you say. But they was setting things up with Sienna, so I kind of just did my own thing. Poured out drinks, put out chips, put was served around 6 p.m. in the canteen. The drinking had already started. People were getting drunk. There were some arguments. I told you about them last time. The atmosphere just went downhill from there, so I made my excuses and went to bed. That was around 9 p.m. And that was the last time I saw Drew. He said he'd come to bed shortly. Even with the noise of the party, I was tired. I had been working hard, and to be honest, all the arguments had worn me down a bit. The darkness also, so I fell asleep. I woke up a bit later. I think it was just before 11 p.m. I was thirsty. I realized Drew still hadn't come to bed, so I went to get some water, and then I looked around for him. I've been very, very honest with you. I was looking to see if he and Sienna were together, but I couldn't find either of them. But someone told me, and I can't remember who, that they'd seen Sienna and Matteo chatting a lot and thought they may have gone off together. So I carried on looking for Drew and got it into my head that maybe he'd gone outside to clear his head that night. People had been giving him a tough time. So I went to speak to Johan pretty quickly. I didn't like the idea of Drew being outside on his own.
Okay, thanks, Maria. Listen, we now know that you actually sent Drew some messages that evening. I'm going to read them out to you. So at 21:34, you sent, "Am I going to get an explanation?" And then at 21:45, you sent, "Come to our room and we can talk. I'm sorry." Then at 21:55, you sent, "Are you all right?" And then at 21:57, "Just reply to me to tell me you've done nothing stupid." Then the last one, which was at 22:01, "Just fucking talk to me." Drew didn't reply to these messages. So to clarify, Maria, when did you fall asleep? Or maybe you didn't sleep at all?
Well, it took me a while. Yes, I was upset. And after he didn't reply, I closed my eyes. Then I woke again around 11.
Yeah, that's not quite what you told us before, though, is it, Maria?
But I was in bed, like I said. I didn't want to drag up all the stuff about text and arguments with you.
See, Maria, it really is better for you if you tell us everything at this stage, okay? Do you understand?
I am.
Did you leave your room at all at any time between 9 and 11?
No. I was in bed the whole time, waiting for him to reply or to come in. I didn't leave.
Okay. Let's talk about the arguments that were brewing that evening. Tensions were high, right? I mean, that's been expressed by a number of other people, and it's been corroborated by yourself. And as per the text messages and your previous statement, you had argued with Drew that night.
Yes, but it has context.
And Jack Anderson had brought up that there was something going on between Sienna and Drew. Is that correct?
Yes.
So your last words to Drew weren't, in fact, "See you later in bed."
No.
They were said in a much more heated way, weren't they, Maria? Maria, you were upset, weren't you, by what Jack was inferring or saying?
Yeah.
You were angry about it, right?
Yes, I don't know what you want me to say. Jack said my worst fears out loud. He made it sound like something was going on between Sienna and Drew.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that other people knew about it too. He said all that in public, in front of me. It was callous. It was very upsetting. Mm-hmm. And I will never forgive myself that the last words I said to Drew were in anger.
Earlier, you said the last words spoken were that he'd be along shortly.
Yes, he did say that, but I was very upset with him. Mm-hmm. I was very rude and angry to him. I wish every day I could go back and change that. I rewind that moment all the time in my head. It will haunt me forever. Forever.
You said when Jack mentioned Sienna and Drew that that's your worst fear. Drew being with someone else.
Yes.
Were you jealous of Sienna, Maria? Were you jealous of that bond she had with Drew?
Why are you asking me that?
I think it's relevant, that's why, Maria.
I think I need to stop and get a lawyer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can stop.
I don't know any lawyers at home.
We can contact a duty solicitor. There'll be one immediately on call.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, that's okay, Maria. There are lawyers who offer their services to people who've been interviewed by the police. They're independent from us. They're not paid by the police for their assistance. You can talk to them alone and you can proceed from there if you wish. They'll give you advice.
I want to call my father first. Speak to him.
Is your father a lawyer?
He will help me with what to do. I don't even know what time it is at home. Can I do that?
Okay. Naveen?
Ending this part of the interview with Maria Flores. Time is 5:53 GMT on the 27th of June 2023.
I'm Colin Sutton. I was a senior investigating officer in the Metropolitan Police for more than 9 years. I worked on dozens of murder investigations, including some of the most complex, serious and shocking crimes of our generation. These crimes are just so far beyond the comprehension of normal people that they are truly shocking. This is The Makings of a Murderer 2, The Real Manhunter, touring nationwide now.
This is the makings of a Murderer 2, The Real Manhunter, touring UK theatres now. Register now at coldtapes.com for a £5 off promo code for selected dates, exclusively for Cold Tapes listeners.
If everybody's ready to start, this is the resumption of our interview with Maria Flores. The time is 7:32 GMT on the 27th of June 2023. Can we just state who's now on the call? Miss Flores, are you there?
I'm here.
And you now have counsel on the line, is that correct?
Yes, I have a solicitor.
Claudine Connor. I'm representing Miss Flores.
Are you alone on this call, Miss Connor?
I am. Besides you all, obviously.
Yes, I meant at your end, sorry. As mentioned in the preamble, I'm DS Balsara. Sitting alongside me in London is DCI McAllister. Maria was already cautioned at the beginning of this interview. Maria, can you please confirm that you are aware you are still under caution?
Yes.
Hello, Miss Connor. It's Tessa McAllister here. I trust you've had sufficient time with your client?
Well, I wouldn't deem it sufficient. The case sounds incredibly complex.
Yeah, indeed, in which case you won't mind us moving on. Maria, are you okay to continue?
Okay.
Maria, would you say you were jealous of Sienna?
Stepping in here, remember if you don't want to answer anything, you just say no comment. You're under no obligation to give an answer, particularly where there's a lack of relevance.
It's okay. I already said I had my suspicions about it. I'm not an idiot, you know. I could see there was some flirting going on between them. I was jealous, of course I was. And I brought it up with both of them.
Yeah. How did they take that?
Drew denied it. He said Sienna was a friend. She was a very upfront person. Maybe she pushed the boundaries of what normal friends do, but he said that was her. Sienna was much more difficult when I spoke with her. How can I say it? Like, not a woman's woman. Maybe she was always with the men.
So just to be clear, Drew assured you nothing was going on between him and Sienna?
Yes. Yeah.
Did you believe him?
I wanted to, yes.
Mm-hmm. You said you spoke to Sienna about it. Can you remember what was said in that conversation, Maria?
It was a while ago. A few weeks ago, maybe.
Come on. Surely you remember something from a conversation like that.
Well, I asked what was going on with them. She said nothing.
Anything else you can remember about that conversation?
I don't know, something about it being a small base and they were just having fun. She told me that men could have friends who were the opposite sex and it not mean anything.
Look, I'm sorry I have to tell you this, Maria, but it seems like there was something going on between Drew and Sienna.
I don't understand. What do you mean?
Well, we have evidence that shows their relationship had progressed to a more physical nature.
What does that mean? What evidence?
Well, we have statements from Sienna herself.
Well, she's lying.
We also have some text messages they sent to each other.
Drew said it was just flirting from Sienna. He told me he deleted any messages she sent him.
Oh, I'm sorry, Maria, but that's just not true.
I don't know why you're saying this to me. It isn't true what you're saying. What you're telling me. He wouldn't have done that. He wouldn't have crossed that line. He told me that. I asked him. I asked to see the messages. He said they were all from her. It was one way.
I'm not sure this is in any way relevant. It appears to just be causing a great deal of stress to my client.
Maria, I know this must be distressing for you.
He wouldn't have lied to my face like that.
We can show you the messages if that makes things easier.
I don't want to see them. Look, I did see a couple of the messages on Drew's phone. I confronted him about it. He said it was just her. She was, like, flirting a little, going too far. He said he hadn't answered the messages back.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say, but he wasn't telling you the truth, Maria. How do you feel being lied to, Maria? He was gaslighting you. Does that make you feel used?
I really don't see the point in unduly upsetting my client here.
Yeah, I'll get to my point. Drew and Sienna's relationship gives you a motive, Maria. Even if it was an accident, you lashed out at him.
No,
You just said to me that you had your suspicions about Drew and Sienna. You confronted Drew about them, he denied them, so did Sienna, but something didn't sit right, did it? Then Jack brings it up at the party, in front of everyone. Other people sit there knowing that Sienna and Drew are fooling around behind your back, lying to you about it.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
that made you feel angry, didn't it, Maria?
I didn't know that then.
Yeah, but it did make you feel angry, humiliated, am I right? Maria?
No.
Maria, did you kill Drew?
What? No.
You had the time to do it.
What? How could I have done that?
But you don't have an alibi, Maria.
I was in my room.
Yeah, there isn't one person who can testify to that, I'm afraid.
I don't understand this. This is like a nightmare. I loved him.
Yeah, but you were angry with him, Maria, right?
I would never be that angry. Never. I would never hurt him. I would never hurt anyone. I thought we would be together.
But you were angry, and it ate you up knowing that you wouldn't be together because he'd be going out.
No, you're putting feelings and words in my mouth that don't exist.
But Maria, you told me you only stayed for winter because of Drew. So look, watching him get closer to Sienna, look, I can see how that could tip you over the edge. Realising you're stuck there on that base, watching him carry on with another woman whilst you still loved him and you can't leave. All that happening in front of your face.
This is just so awful of you to say. No, I did not know this was happening. You are telling me now. But even so, I am a grown woman. I'm not so much of an idiot to think that all men are perfect. Yes, the idea that it might be happening did hurt me, but I did not own Drew. I know this, obviously. I'd hoped it could be a real thing, but if not, then yes, I would be hurt. But do something like that? Never, never.
So Drew never admitted it to you, and you never saw the messages he sent her?
No, I didn't see any of that. And like I already said, he told me it was Sienna crossing the line, that he wasn't doing anything. So you're telling me that that was a lie? I don't know. We never got the chance to talk about it at night. That night I tried. Oh, this is too much.
I think we should move on from this right now.
Yes.
Okay, Maria. Let's talk about Mark Rennick for a wee bit, yeah?
Okay.
Did you know that Mark wasn't taking his medication?
What? Mark? No.
Just making sure you remember you are under caution here, Maria.
He does still get medication. I take it to him in the morning.
Do you see him take it, though?
Well, I think so. He takes them from the paper cup.
Do you see him put them in his mouth?
Sometimes. He does. He does take them.
Maria, did you get Mark to help you?
Help me? What? No.
Did you let him out of his room that night?
No, why would I?
You had access to the key, Maria.
I didn't let him out. I don't know why you're asking me these questions.
Okay, Maria, here's what I think. I think you were upset with Drew because you suspected something was going on between him and Sienna.
No.
I'm just repeating back what you have said to me. You'd confronted him about it. He denied it. So had Sienna. But you still had your suspicions, right? On the night of the 21st, Jack brings up the affair in front of everybody. It was humiliating for you. You being the second ice wife. I'm just going over exactly what you've said to me, Maria.
I'd like a moment alone with my client.
You are twisting what I said.
You were angry. You were humiliated. You wanted to make Drew understand just how angry you were. Look, Maria, you didn't mean to kill him. Maybe just to make him understand the hurt he'd put you through. That's what I'm thinking.
No!
I'm advising my client to say no comment from now on.
The humiliation. You wanted him to see how much you cared about him, but it went wrong, right? Tell me, how did it go wrong?
Just say no comment.
Did you let Mark out of his room? Did Mark help you cover up killing Drew? Maria, if it was an accident gone wrong, you need to tell us that, and you need to tell us that now, Maria. Maria?
I didn't do anything. I'm telling you.
Did you tell Mark to stop taking his meds? Were you planning this with him?
No!
I'm terminating this interview. Maria, please stop answering any questions.
But...
Maria, please. You and I will talk offline.
Is that what you want, Maria?
Detective, I am very disappointed that a person of your rank would conduct an interview in this manner. My client is clearly very upset about her boyfriend's death, and you are throwing fantastical accusations at her. This interview is over, and I will be reporting you to your superintendent regarding your conduct here. Maria, hang the phone up and we will speak away from this circus.
Is that what you want, Maria?
Yes.
Okay. Terminating the interview. Time is 7:42 on the 27th of June, 2023.